咁好多謝大家參加我哋今晚嘅 AU Sharing 嘅一個分享會啦。咁就我係 Vicky 啦。咁我哋仲會有下一頁啊 Carol。咁我哋有阿 Carol 啊、阿小東啊，咁另外有阿 Kenny 啊、Michael Choi 啊，咁佢哋都會分享翻一啲 AU 嘅重點嘅。咁我哋睇翻我哋嘅 AU Sharing 嘅 agenda 分咗4部分嘅。第一就係 AU 嘅我會介紹翻 AU 嘅 Keynote 同埋 Highlights 啦。K 啊，唔該。咁跟住阿 Michael Choi 會講翻我哋嘅 Infrastructure 啦。咁跟住係阿 Kenny 會講翻 Fabrication 同埋 DfMA 嘅。咁Carol 咧就會講翻 Building Solution 同 Collaboration 啊、Generative Design 嗰啲嘢。咁最後阿小東咧就會講翻Forge 嘅 roadmap。咁因為佢講普通話嘅，咁所以阿小東會用英文去 deliver 翻呢一個part 嘅 Forge 呢一 part 嘅。咁我哋首先就講翻個 AU 嘅 Keynote 同埋 Highlight 先啦。係啦，咁呢一個就係我哋學習嘅版面，你見到佢有成750個 course 以上啦，超過99,000人係全世界咁去 join。第一次有咁多人啊，因為第一次 AU 係喺即係用virtual 咁樣舉行嘅。咁如果而家你咁樣入去咧，你打翻 Autodesk University 或者用右邊嘅 QR code 入去咧，你會見到頭頂嗰度咧有分咗做7個 session 嘅。譬如 general AutoCAD 同 general 啊 construction 啊civil infrastructure 啊等等啦，咁你睇下你中意睇邊個 session 咧，你就 click 翻入去睇。咁呢一度係我總結咗一啲 highlight 嘅 course，我覺得係可以向大家推薦嘅，譬如 general session 喺 EC Keynotes 啊咁樣，撳一撳啊唔該。咁另外有一個咧叫做Autodesk Vision for Industrial Construction 咧，呢個其實幾好嘅。咁佢講解咗成個關於而家講 DfMA 啊或者 off-site 嘅 construction 啊一啲嘅 terms 啊一啲介紹啊同 Autodesk 嘅 strategy 啊等等點樣去做呢個 industrialized 嘅 construction。咁啊 Kenny 一陣間都會 cover 翻呢一個 topic 嘅。咁依個 part 撳一撳啊個。Forge 嗰度呢個 Forge Fire Face Off 咧，呢一個係幾得意嘅。佢就好似一個訪問嘅形式，兩個人。咁你會見到呢個主持人啦，咁台面擺咗啲食物啦，又擺喺張吧台上邊，有紅色呢一樽樽咧，係唔同嘅辣嘅程度啊，咁越嚟越辣嘅食落去。咁佢就每開一樽嚟食咧，就問翻我哋即係負責 Forge 嗰邊個 executive嘅一啲問題，咁去解答，咁樣大家對答，咁講解翻其實我哋 Forge 呢個好重要嘅 Autodesk 一個 development 咯，咁大家可以聽一聽佢幾有趣生動咁樣去介紹翻出嚟嘅。咁 Inspiring 下低嗰度有兩個，一個就係我哋 CEO 訪問啊，另外呢個應該係 Stanford 嘅 Professor Andy McCarthy 佢哋訪問啦，佢撳得下。另外呢個 Building Lighting 度呢一個咧就係講緊英國佢哋用我哋嘅 technology 去幫佢哋起個 COVID-19 嘅臨時醫院啊等等。咁跟住呢個係 architecture 即係 building 方面嘅 solution 啦。咁有好多唔同嘅講 DfMA 啊，講sustainability 啊，或者係有一個幾過癮嘅就講 social distancing 喺 Revit 裏邊點樣design 翻做 social distancing 啊等等，或者 design to fabrication 嗰啲點樣做啊 workflow 係點啊。亦都有講 CFD 啦，都有講 smoke 嘅 simulation 啦，係啦，就係下一版。咁就infrastructure solution 方面有traffic 嘅 engineering 啊，我哋同 Esri 點樣合作啊，譬如 generative design 點樣做landforms 啊，等等好多唔同嘅嘢，或者 pipe 嘅 network 啊，咁我唔做一介紹啦，下一個。係啦，咁另外亦都有 construction 嘅 solution 啦，有講industrialization 啦，BIM 360 design、Revit 同 COVD 嘅 collaboration 點樣做啊？點樣 automatic 咁 check 你個 BIM 360嘅 models 啊，點樣做 quantification 啊，或者 BIM 360點樣 support ISO 19650啊等等。咁就另外亦都有專門講 DfMA 嘅 session 啦。咁下一版就Forge 啦。咁今日阿小東都會同大家分享翻啦。其實要有好多嘅，我呢度只係揀咗好少嘅出嚟。咁你哋可以如果有興趣咩 topic，你可以喺翻頭先 show 個網頁，你可以 search 翻呢啲 topic 嘅名，咁就可以揾到呢個 course 出嚟睇翻嘅。係啦，咁首先幫大家好快咁做個 summary of 呢個 keynote 先啦。咁第一樣嘢想介紹翻嘅就係下一版啦，啱啊，就係呢一個用 Generative Design 去做 site formation 啊。咁我哋做 site formation 咧有好多唔同嘅 parameter 要考慮嘅。咁但係如果我哋就咁自己做咧，都係做到幾個嘅 site form 嘅選擇。咁但係我哋用 Generative Design 咧 set 咗唔同嘅 criteria 咧，咁個電腦就會幫你自動咁樣去揾翻一個最 optimal 嘅 solution 出嚟咯。咁你亦都可以喺佢一 set 嘅 solution 裏邊揀翻邊個係對你嚟講最 ideal 嘅 solution 去做 site form 咯。咁呢個將會喺我哋 Civil 3D 裏邊成為一個 extension 嘅。係啦，下一個。咁就除此之外咧 ，AU 嘅 Keynote 裏邊亦都講解咗我哋 Autodesk 會更加 support open format 啦。咁我哋除咗係 Building Smart 嘅創始成員之外，我哋亦都join 咗呢個 Open Design 嘅 Alliance 啦。咁就 Open BIM 我哋好 support 嘅，咁所以我哋喺 IFC V4嘅版本啦，喺 Architecture 同埋Structure 方面，我哋嘅IFC V4嗰個 export 咧，我哋已經攞咗 certification 啦。咁我MEP 嗰個 certification 亦都會好快會做完㗎。下一個。咁除此之外咧，我哋亦都成為咗個 founding member of 呢個 Digital Change 啦。咁會越嚟越多 Digital Change 嘅 solution，我哋會配合得到，亦都可以方便你哋用我哋 solution 之餘，亦都可以同其他嘅 Digital Change 嘅 solution 可以夾埋一齊用啦。咁另外喺個 Keynote 裏邊，亦都介紹咗呢個 Autodesk Tandem 呢一樣嘢啦。咁就可能喺我哋嘅 project 過程裏邊咧，我哋有好多唔同 sources 嘅 information 啊，唔同嘅 format，同埋喺唔同嘅 project phase 咧都儲住好多唔同嘅 data。咁呢個 Project Tandem 咧就嘗試去幫你 consolidate 晒呢啲咁 data rich 嘅 data 變成一個 digital hub。我嚟 keep check 你嗰啲 asset 嘅喺做完你個 project 之後，咁方便我嚟做一個 digital twin 嘅 solution 嘅。我哋睇睇下邊嗰條片。
This is what Autodesk Tandem, our new digital twin beta, is about. Here you are seeing a science and biomedical research facility on a university campus. Over the course of design and construction, a project like this one generates millions of data points, from defining the use of space for things like flow, classroom organization, or the number of windows needed to access daylight, to the systems that support the space like structural and MEP, all the way down to a specific element like an air handling unit. A unit like this one may have thousands of pieces of information associated with it, and that's just a single unit. I want you to imagine all the elements in this facility and all the data associated with them. Autodesk Tandem captures this vast amount of valuable digital information and it puts it at your fingertips in an organized and structured way that tells you a story about the data. It's what gives you the context, the meaning, the insight that you need to take action. For instance, it will tell your designers why design decisions were made so they understand each specific design detail. It will give your contractors procurement and installation information so they have insight into what building methods and materials performed best over time. And it tells you, the owner, when a specific component was commissioned so your facilities team knows when it's time to replace a part and before anything goes wrong.
嗱，咁我哋睇下一個 feature。咁我哋亦都喺個 Keynote 嗰度 announce 咗，我哋收購咗呢間公司叫 Space Maker。咁呢個 Space Maker 咧，佢係好擅長於用 AI 咧 嚟做啲 feasibility study 啊，或者我嚟做 design 嘅咁樣。咁我哋咧就會利用佢啦，配合埋我哋 Generative Design 啦，咁可能可以加好多 parameters 啦。咁你可以想像，你可能想買塊地嚟做個 development 啦，咁你就可以預先係利用呢個 Space Maker 嘅 technology 咧，去做好多唔同嘅 analysis， 譬如可見面積係幾多啊？個租金會係個 value 係幾多啊？可以有幾多單位啊？有幾多單位可以望到海啊？嗰啲風力或者sustainability 嘅 study 係點樣啊？等等呢啲嘢配合埋我哋嘅 Generative Design 同埋佢嘅 AI 個 capability 咧，就會好幫到大家去做 planning 嘅。下一個唔該。係啦，咁另外咧就Keynotes 裏邊咧講 manufacturing 咧design and manufacturing 咧呢一個客人現代汽車咧，佢哋有一個好 cool 嘅汽車 design， 我哋睇睇條片。
Hi, I'm John Suh, Vice President and head of a new team at Hyundai called New Horizon Studio. So Elevated is a vehicle that can transform from a four-wheeled vehicle into a four-legged walking machine. It would go places where there are a lot of applications ranging from resource exploration to search and rescue to defense and military. And in places where a traditional car or even a car that is modified can get stuck, this vehicle can overcome those obstacles and get to places to do exploration or find somebody or to help somebody or to monitor a situation where a traditional car would have a very difficult time getting to that location. Thank you.
呢個汽車嘅 model 嘅
I'm John Suh,
Revit 啦，
Vice President and head of a new
下一版。係啦，咁另外咧就我哋Autodesk 嘅 Works 啦，咁除咗我哋 promote BIM 360之外 ，data management 將可以用 Work 做啦。咁如果你要用即係唔想用cloud 嘅 technology， 你想保密啊定點樣，咁你都可以嘗試去用 Work 去做你嘅 CDE 啦。咁呢度係講解翻我哋全球啦，Work 嘅用戶啦，都有15億個 file 係喺我哋嘅 Work 嘅 server 裏邊係管理緊嘅。下一個。咁除此之外啦，咁manufacturing 啊同埋 AEC 行業咧，大家都會 merge 埋一齊，越嚟越 merge 埋一齊㗎啦。之前咧，我哋做過咧，就 Revit 咧已經可以入去 Inventor 裏邊嘅 Revit 嘅 model。咁喺 AU 呢度 show 出嚟咧，就係調翻轉啦。我哋就係 Inventor 嘅 model 啦，可以好 intelligent 咁入落 Revit， 佢個位置啊、顏色啊、啲object 嘅 hierarchy 啊，同埋啲 parameter， 全部你都可以喺 Revit 裏邊睇到。咁喺 Revit 裏邊咧，就可以 reference 翻個 Inventor 入嚟啦。咁你可以做翻 design 啊。做啲 schedule 啊，或者係出圖啊等等嘅功夫嚇。咁如果係喺Inventor 度有任何嘅改動啦，咁你喺 Revit 嗰度撳翻個 update， 咁所有新改動嘅 information 亦都會 update 咗落嚟啦。咁呢一個 Revit 同 Inventor 嘅合作咧，就好幫到大家去做DfMA 啊呢一方面。譬如喺佛沙嘅detailing 嗰方面，可能 Inventor 係做得優勝啲嘅，咁做完個 model 就可以擺翻落去 Revit 裏邊咧去做 coordination 啦。咁另外一個大嘅 announcement 咧，就係我哋 Autodesk Construction Cloud 啦，裏邊嘅成員 BIM 360啊、PanGrip 啊、Assemble 啊等等啦，撳得下，咁都會 merge 埋一齊，成為咗一個新嘅 platform。咁我哋會有BIM Collaborate 啦、Autodesk Quantify 啦、Autodesk Coordinate 啦，同埋 Autodesk Build 呢4大嘅 module 係將會好快咁 launch 㗎啦。咁大家可以留意翻我哋嘅 announcement 嘅。咁喺 Quantify 方面啦，你會見到佢係可以做到 2D 同 3D 嘅 take off 嘅。咁你係可以譬如呢個 2D 咁圍住晒佢係 dry wall 嚟嘅，咁樣你圍住個面積，咁下低個 table 咧就會即刻 show 翻你個 dry wall 嘅 quantity 啊， 等等嘅嘢，咁好快佢就會俾到個 take off 嘅數嚟。咁當然喺 BIM model 喺 3D 嘅環境，佢亦都可以做到 take off 啦。咁譬如你right click 個 window，咁佢可以將相類似嘅所有 window 整出嚟啦，亦都喺個 table 度顯示翻俾你睇啦。甚至其他所有嘅 item 啦，都可以喺呢個 building 嗰度，你會見到側邊佢所有 furniture 啊或者其他嘅 item 咧，都可以排好晒咁俾你。咁下低個 table 就有晒佢每一樣嘅數量咁樣嘅。下一個。咁就另外啦，就喺 project financial 方面啦。
Project have a costing. This means you can better manage cash flow and profitability. You create an issue as the first step. If needed, that issue can be easily escalated to an RFI, and that RFI can be easily escalated to a potential change order, which eventually will become a change order, all without losing any data that's crucial for the context. You can seamlessly manage all aspects of the change order workflow process with a streamlined upstream and downstream change order workflow, creating clear accountability and ensuring that nothing slips through the cracks. If your decision has a significant budget impact, you can quickly compare forecasted and contracted amounts of different cost items to see where you could reallocate resources from to cover the additional costs.
呢個咧其實係我哋 Autodesk Build 裏邊嘅一個 module cost management 啦，佢就可以俾個 PM 或者負責做 financial 嘅 management 嘅，咁佢就可以，因為你可能個 project 會有啲 VO 啊，咁又要個 owner 去 approve 啊，又要攞 quotation 啊，等等呢啲嘢佢都 streamline 有晒呢啲 workflow 可以去做到。個 budget 同埋你個cost， 如果 overrun 咗個 budget 會點樣咧？咁佢有晒 alert 啦，有晒啲嘢方便你去管理翻你成盤 project 嘅數係點樣噶咯。下一個。
As main
咁我哋 BIM 360亦好，或者新嘅 Autodesk Construction Cloud 亦好啦。咁我哋有3個重點嘅。第一個就係我哋會發展好多 core 嘅 project workflow 啦，就到你日常 project 會用㗎啦。另外就係我哋同我哋嘅 design application Revit 啊、Civil 3D 啊等等，會緊密咁樣 integrate 埋一齊啦。第三樣嘢佢係一個開放嘅平台啦，可以食到好多其他唔同嘅 file format 嘅嘢，甚至係 IFC 啊或者其他 Open BIM 嘅 format 都可以食入嚟，然之後去做個 factory 嘅 model， 去一齊去做 collaboration 嘅。下一個。咁另外咧，我哋上年亦都做咗一個收購，就係收購咗呢間 Pipe 呢間公司嘅。佢就係專門用 AI 喺 2D 圖裏邊咧去認你啲圖紙嗰啲字啊、啲 symbol 啊咁樣，方便你 extract 翻啲2D 嘅 information， 減少你嘅 min work。亦啲 photo 咧，亦都可以做 automatic 嘅 tagging 啊，喺上邊咁樣嘅。咁佢亦都會即係 merge 落去我哋嘅新 platform 度嘅，咁大家等等睇睇我哋之後 deliver 俾你嘅服務啦。咁除此之外咧，我哋同 Esri 2年前已經講咗會發展得好緊密啦。咁我哋同佢有個 cloud to cloud 嘅 integration 啦，就係我哋 BIM 360同埋佢ArcGIS 嗰邊嘅 cloud 嘅 platform 咧，係 ArcGIS Enterprise 咧係會大家 integrate 埋一齊啦，變咗你喺 Esri 嘅環境好容易去睇到我哋 BIM model 嘅 information， 又或者調翻轉喺我哋BIM model 嘅平台，亦都可以好容易去攞到佢 GIS 嘅信息。下一個。咁就除此之外啦，我哋亦都 announce BIM 360會更加 support 即係CDE 啦，或者 ISO 19650啦。你見左手邊就係一啲 feature 已經係 available 嘅，右邊咧係一啲 feature 咧，我哋而家咧進行緊有限嘅 limited beta 嘅測試嘅，咁好快就會推出市場，咁就可以 fully support ISO 19650呢個咁嘅 workflow 啦。咁另外咧，阿小東會講 Forge 啦，咁我呢度咧就會舉2個例子，關於 Forge 喺 Civil Infrastructure 嘅應用嘅。咁 Forge 其實係一個 data 嘅 Superhighway 啦，佢可以將你嘅 application 去連接去 BIM 360或者其他嘅 application 駁埋一齊， 去令到你有更加多嘅自動化啦，同埋有更加多嘅 insight 你可以睇到嘅。咁我哋睇睇以下呢個 example， 就有 Forge 有好多唔同嘅 API 啦，我等小東介紹啦。就嘅應用方面咧，呢度舉出3個例子啦，你可以有workflow 嘅 coordination 啦 ，virtual 嘅creation 啦，甚至係on demand 嘅 customization 都可以做到嘅。我哋睇翻 infrastructure 裏邊2個例子啦。第一個就係呢個 North Consult 啦，咁佢就會你會見到佢用 Forge 起咗呢個平台啦。咁裏邊可以記到 issue 啊、document 啊等等咁嘅嘢啦。佢呢個係一個 infrastructure， 一個橋同路嘅一個項目咧，又要開山劈石啊、個隧道啊等等。我哋睇睇下一個咁好多 detailing 啊，譬如呢個 rebar detailing 嘅嘢啊，全部都可以喺呢個 platform 裏邊睇得到嘅。咁變咗咧所有人啊，佢 contractor 啊、subcon 啊都用呢一個 platform， 變咗佢可以減少好多圖紙啊。佢好多 paper 嘅嘢佢都唔使用，佢直接睇個 platform。我哋睇後邊嗰個 image 會知道。咁呢個係佢個隧道嘅樣啦，好多唔同 different 嘅 sources， 佢都集埋一齊喺個 platform 度，你可以望到佢嘅 cut section 啊等等，係啦。咁喺工地上面點樣用咧？咁後邊有幅圖，係啦。咁即係你除咗用 iPad 之外，你亦都可以用佢已經有部 PC 喺度啊，就 protect 住晒，咁樣啲工人就可以睇到嘅。咁另外呢一個 example 咧就係 BV 嘅Brad and Richard。咁佢就用咗 BIM 360啦、Assemble 啦、同埋 Microsoft 嘅 Azure 啦。咁佢亦都做咗一個另外嘅平台，佢呢個叫 OneKick 嘅平台。佢個目的咧就係希望啲同事咧kick 一下啫，就可以攞到晒佢所需要嘅 information 啦。你會見到中間係一啲 P&ID 嘅圖啦，咁左邊係 Revit model 啦，右邊係 Dynamo 咧，就將個 P&ID 嘅process 咧就同個 Revit 嘅 model 咧去拎埋一齊。咁然之後咧呢啲 information 咧就升咗上去佢個 Cloud 嘅 Forge 嘅平台裏邊。咁變咗佢啲同事咧一站式咁樣就喺呢個平台裏邊就 access 到個 model 啦，同埋呢啲 P&ID 嘅 process 圖啦。你會知道做呢啲化工廠啊、水廠或者污水廠呢啲 process 係好緊要嘅，就唔係 model driven 嘅，係個 process driven。咁可以拎到呢個 P&ID 圖 with 個 2D 圖同埋呢個 3D model 係一個好緊要佢哋 design 嘅一個步驟嚟嘅。咁所以佢哋就特登建立咗呢個平台去方便佢哋全公司嘅同事去點用。咁呢2個例子我哋介紹完。我哋睇睇 design and manufacturing 方面嘅 Keynotes 啦，裏邊講咗好多嘢嘅。咁就其中我想 highlight 嘅就係 Fusion 360。我哋睇睇後邊條片。譬如呢個舉咗個例子，我哋要做個工業用嘅 3D printer 啦，咁就裏邊牽涉好多唔同嘅 component 啦。我哋用 Fusion 360就可以各個 designer 喺世界各地同時間去 design 唔同嘅 component 啦，唔同嘅喉管啊、個版面啊等等，甚至係你個線路板嘅線路啊、啲 signaling 啊點樣走啊嚇。咁線路板你放晒啲 IC 落去之後，你可以 manual 去做 routing 啦，又或者去自動去做 routing 亦都可以嘅。佢會自動咁樣同你optimize 晒翻個 routing 去做到最 best 嘅一個 design。咁當然你亦都可以 manual 咁樣去再調一調佢啦。咁我做好呢塊線路板之後，咁我亦都可以喺 Fusion 360模擬放翻喺個機器裏邊啦。另外一個好 powerful 嘅嘢，你就可以即時去做翻一啲simulation 啦。譬如呢度係做緊一啲 cooling 嘅 simulation， 睇下佢個熱量發放係點樣。佢亦都有我哋亦都可以 design 翻用 Generative Design 啦，去 design 翻邊一個 shape 咩形狀係最好嘅。用料最少，亦都個 performance 係最好㗎啦。然之後我哋可以模擬翻用 subtractive 嘅方法，或者用 3D 打印嘅方法，去點樣做翻呢一個 object 出嚟咧？咁全部都可以喺 Fusion 360去模擬得到。咁最後呢幅圖你會見到個 simulation 啦，就係做個CFD 啦。 咁就右邊就係個製成品嘅 CFD，你會見到佢係冇啲 turbulence，冇啲漩渦喺度嘅，咁就最 best 嘅流量嘅 design。我哋睇下一個。咁另外MoFo 啦，講緊嗰啲熱熔膠嗰啲點樣可以 form 到，譬如你 iPad 或者 iPhone 嗰個手機個版面啊等等呢啲咁嘅嘢。咁呢啲 MoFo 嘅 simulation 咧都係包括咗喺 Fusion 360裏邊。除此之外啦，一啲 review 或者 approval 或者 change order 嘅 workflow 啦，咁亦都係 Fusion 360裏邊即係具備咗嘅。咁喺 Keynotes 裏邊仲有好多其他嘅嘢，咁我就唔一一介紹。呢度一個好簡單嘅 summary。我哋下一個。好啦，咁今日我cover Keynotes 呢一度到呢度。
好，我係 Senior Technology 嘅 Technical Manager Michael Choi。咁今日咧就講一講呢個 AU 2020嘅 class 嘅 sharing。咁今日咧我就會介紹3個 class 俾大家睇下嘅。咁首先咧就係話點樣利用呢個 Dynamo 喺個 Civil 3D 上邊咧做一啲high level 嘅 design， 減少咗一啲繁瑣嘅工作啊咁樣。咁另外咧就話第二個就係喺 Infraworks 上邊咧做一個 Virtual Reality 嘅 World Design。咁之後咧就將佢變成個 LEGO 模型添。咁第三個咧就係最近比較 hit 嘅 topic 啦，講 Digital City 啊咁樣。就係講 BIM 同埋 GIS 嘅 integration 啊 connecting 啦。咁睇一睇而家Autodesk 同埋 Ifc 嘅 software 嘅 integration 做到邊個地步咧？好，咁首先咧第一個 class 就係 Pioneer Design in High Density Underground Infrastructure 嘅 Environment。咁咧講者咧就係 Hannah 啦。佢咧就係而家係個 BIM manager 啦，喺巴西做緊呢個 infrastructure 同 construction 嘅 design。咁咧佢喺2019年咧就係 Autodesk 嘅 AEC Excellent Award 喺呢個 infrastructure 嘅 design 同埋 small project 界別裏邊咧最後3強嚟嘅。咁呢個 class 咧主要咧就係就會講咧點樣 model 一個 drainage system 係一個好複雜啊好多underground 嘅 environment 上邊點樣用 Civil 3D 去 create 翻呢啲existing 或者一啲 new design 嘅system。咁亦都用點樣 Dynamo 幫到手。咁呢度牽涉咗用 Dynamo 咧將佢 swap 一啲 level pass 啦。咁另外 Civil 3D 上面做個interference checking 啊，點樣 solve 咁 problem 啊咁樣。咁講翻呢個巴西嘅 project 嘅 background 咧，其實喺2016年呢個巴西呢個奧運之後咧，佢哋咧就開始想咧重新再有啲新嘅地下水渠嘅design。咁但係發覺咧，因為之前嗰啲系統咧就已經100年前開始已經設計㗎啦，咁就冇晒啲 blueprint 啊，亦都冇一啲 CAD 嘅 reference 嘅圖喺度喎。咁咧，你可以睇下呢幅圖啦。成個 underground 度又有 gas 嘅喉啊，有 building foundation 啊 ，electricity 嘅喉啊 ，traffic lighting 嘅喉喺度啊，咁樣 communication 啊 ，water main motor 嘅喉啊，所以咁多個喉，你喺幅圖度睇到啦，有幾複雜。咁當你如果我又冇以前嘅 blueprint， 亦都冇一啲 CAD 嘅 model 見到，咁你點樣去重新去做翻晒呢啲existing 已有嘅 system 嘅 model， 同埋再做一個新嘅地下水嘅 system 咧？咁咧 Hannah 咧佢哋咧就決定咗就用呢個Civil 3D 去 design existing 嘅 underground。咁咧喺2019年咧更加利用到咧 Dynamo 咧就寫啲 graphic script 咧去將嗰啲 model 由啲 Excel 度做咗 survey 變咗 Excel file， 就經過呢個 Dynamo 咧就喺 Civil 3D 度咧就變成呢啲 level system 啦。咁你見到咧呢個就係咧 Hannah 用嚟做 成個level system 嗰個 Dynamo 嗰個 script 啦。咁佢咧都佢分開咗好多部分嘅，好似呢個 gap height and structure part size for manhole 啊咁樣。咁每個咧佢會做一個介紹喺 class 上邊。咁但係當然啦，佢唔會一步步咁點樣 create 呢個 script， 佢又唔會教點做嘅。好啦，咁首先咧，佢做呢個利用呢個 Dynamo 嘅 player 咧，就撈咗一啲 script 入嚟，譬如create stormwater level from Excel 啊、SWOT price 啊、SWOT structure 啊咁樣。咁首先咧，佢會用呢個create storm level from Excel 呢個 script 咧，就將一啲existing 嗰個 level 咧，就加晒呢啲 storm level 落去啦。咁啲 information 全部咧就 full 呢個 Excel 係 survey 攞翻嚟嘅資料擺落去嘅。咁當佢做完晒之後咧，就 create 咗呢個 existing 嘅 level 啦。然之後咧，咁但係因為咧入去嗰陣時咧，佢就冇分開唔同嘅 pipe 啊、唔同嘅 structure 啊咁樣，佢又 full 呢個 SWOT pipe 同埋 SWOT structure 呢個Dynamo script 咧，將佢咧揀翻適當嘅 pipe 嘅 size 同埋適當嘅 structure 嘅 size， 就改 swap 晒佢。咁另外咧，再加埋 existing 嗰個就加埋 new 嗰個 design 嗰個 level 落去。咁經過呢個重複嘅步驟之後咧，就將 existing 同埋 new 嘅 design 嘅 level 都做好咗啦。咁之後咧，佢再喺 COVD 咧就做呢個 interference checking， 揾翻晒呢個 new design 同埋 existing 個 level 方面嘅有啲乜嘢嘅 crash 啦。再下一步咧，佢就喺 COVD 上邊咧就再 solve 嘅個問題啦。譬如好似呢個撞咗，咁咧佢用 COVD 咧就改翻嗰個 structure 個 pipe。咁你見到咧，其實咧阿Hannah 咧喺呢個 project 上面咧，就利用咗 Dynamo 咧減少咗好多一啲繁瑣嘅工作，令到成 team 人咧可以減少咗成個嘅 design 嗰個時間。project 上邊咧，你見到咧 Hannah 咧個團隊咧就利用到 Dynamo 嘅特性啦，就唔需要複雜嘅 programming， 即係一啲簡單嘅 graphic script 咧，就已經咧將好多 survey 翻嚟嘅 data full Excel 撈咗入去個 COVD 嗰度，做咗個 existing 嘅 level design， 然再咧用一啲用簡單嘅 Dynamo 嘅 script 咧，就將嗰啲 pipe 啊、structure 啊 update 嘅嗰個 size 咧，就再撈埋入去。然之後咧，就再喺 COVD 上邊咧，再做呢個 interference checking 之後咧，將個 design 咧就減少咗好多error 啦。咁令大咧提高咗咧 design team 嘅 productivity。咁跟住咧，我就要講另一個 topic， 就係 role design with virtual reality by using Infraworks and Lego。咁呢個講者 worksheet 咧，就係一個design leader 嚟嘅，佢係 COVD 同埋 Infraworks 嘅 expert 嚟嘅。咁咧，佢喺2017年中突然之間有個奇想，就係想話可唔可以將個design 咧就變咗個 Lego 嘅 model 咧？咁所以咧就引發到有呢個 project 出嚟啦。咁喺呢個class 裏邊咧，佢就會講解點樣create一啲 COVD 嘅 design 啦，就 import 過去 Infraworks model 變成一個 Infraworks model。咁另外咧就點樣將呢個 Infraworks model 咧就作為一啲 video 啊、VR 啊嘅 model 啊，咁你做咗 visualization 啦。咁之後咧就再將佢咧由將啲 model 咧就變 scale 去變成一個 3D model， 就 fit 到呢個 Lego world 啦。咁最後咧就係用呢個 3D printing 咧就 prepare 嗰啲custom 嘅 3D model。咁最後咧 就造成咗呢個 LEGO model Brick Reality 啦。好，咁首先講翻佢咧就利用咗佢之前有個 project， 咁當然呢個 project 仲做緊嘅。咁用咗之前嘅 design 啦，就喺荷蘭嗰度咧有條reconstruction 一條N481嘅路，就係一個 class roadmap 啦。咁首先咧，我哋咧就阿 Rob 咧就會喺用呢個 Civil 3D 佢晒嗰啲 road design 嘅 model 先啦。咁之後咧就 import 個 Infraworks。咁完成咗 Infraworks model 之後咧，就 prepare 個 visualization 嗰啲model 啦。譬如你做啲 video 啦，另外做一啲 animation 啊，做一啲 VR presentation 啊，俾嗰啲 stakeholder 睇啦。咁令到佢哋咧容易更加去做一個決定啦。咁之後咧就將呢個 3D model 咧就 scale 去一個去 LEGO 嘅 model 度。咁然後咧啲 custom 嘅 LEGO model 咧就用呢個 3D printing 咧去做出嚟啦。咁最後咧就完成咗呢個 Brick Reality 嘅 model。好，咁首先咧就講一講點樣create 呢個 Civil 3D Design 去變成呢個 Infraworks 嘅 model。咁咧喺 Civil 3D 嗰度咧，我哋咧就 create 晒嗰啲 surface 啊、corridor 啊、building 啊、water 啊、roadside 啊、trees 啊咁樣。咁然之後咧就要將佢咧 save 喺一個唔同嘅 format 啦，譬如 surface 啊就變成一個 XML 嘅 format 啊、air photo 啊、邊度 TIFF 啊咁樣。咁另外一啲 shape file 啊，咁咧呢啲全部咧就可以跟住咧就 import 個 Infraworks 嗰度。另外咧一啲嗰啲 new design 個 corridor 啊、surface 啊，同埋嗰個 coverage area 嗰個橢圓形嗰個迴旋處啊，咩亦都係 import 過去 Infraworks 嗰度。咁再加埋其他嗰啲啦，一啲巴士站啊、一啲車啊、呢啲road marking 啊，全部都係 import 去 Infraworks。再加埋咧喺 Google 上面咧，將嗰啲building 個 information 啊，就擺咗落嚟 custom 個 building 啦。最後咧就 create 到呢個 Infraworks 嘅 model， 跟佢嘅 road design。好啦，咁有咗呢個Infraworks model 咧，我哋就可以做好多嘢啦。就做一啲 animation 啦，將可以敷3D Max 啊，好似啲風車啊、轉啊咁樣，就擺入嚟個 Infraworks 做 animation。另外咧 ，Infraworks 可以 export 一啲咧video 嘅，譬如你 walk through 入去啊，沿住條路點行啊，或者 fly through 成個環境啊咁樣。亦都可以咧 create 做一個 VR 嘅 format， 咁咧 stakeholder 咧可以 through 呢個 VR 嘅 system 咧就睇翻晒，入翻去睇翻個 model， 更加 interactive 啦。而且咧佢仲可以配合埋其他嘅software 做 animation 嘅，譬如 Trim Motion 啊，呢個比較出名嘅系統啊咁樣。咁又唔同方面可以做一個 presentation。咁結果咧就係令到 stakeholder 咧更加容易去了解個 design 啦，唔係淨係一個 2D 圖咁簡單。咁可以從之前個模型變成一個新嘅 model 嘅 new design， 咁容易都去睇翻嗰個效果啊，感覺到設計完之後個形狀啊，咁啊可以快啲去做一個 decision。咁我哋睇一睇 Infraworks 做出嚟嘅 model 啊。好啦，咁完成咗呢個 presentation 之後咧，阿 Rob 咧開始進入下一步啦，就係將呢個design 咧就 scale 去到一個 LEGO 嘅 嘅 scale。首先咧，Rob 就發現到原來咧 person 啊、car 啊嘅 scale 咧，全部都係1:50嘅。咁所以咧，呢個 Infraworks 個 model 咧都要 scale 1:50，配合翻 standard 嗰個LEGO 模型。咁之後咧，佢亦都可以咧用呢個LEGO 個 Digital Designer 咧，就可以create翻嗰啲，譬如啲 roadside 啊、啲樹啊、一啲交通燈啊，啲唔同嘅 LEGO 嘅模型。嚟到 role design 嗰部分啦。咁首先咧就根據 standard 嘅 role play 啦、LEGO 嗰啲模型啦，咁咧就利用佢咧就去做 role design 啦。咁但係發覺咧有個問題就係、我呢啲路咧就唔係直嘅喎，但係 standard 嗰啲 LEGO 模型嗰啲路咧就係直線嚟嘅喎。咁所以咧就要將呢個橢圓嘅回旋處咧就劃分成根據LEGO 嗰啲 model 咧就劃分成不同嘅部分啦。咁而個 standard 嘅 base plate 咧就係32×32嘅，咁咧按1:50咧劃分翻落去個模型嗰度咧，就可以變成3×4 12塊呢個 standard 嘅 base plate，可以咁樣劃分法。然之後咧喺上邊咧就要做一啲 custom part 啦，因為嗰啲路唔係直線噶嘛，咁啊做翻個 road design 啦、big track design 啦、curves 啊、middle island 啊咁樣。咁咧最後咧就要做出一條咁嘅 custom part 啦。好啦，咁第4部分咧就要 prepare 呢個 3D model 用 3D printing 啦。咁咧Rob 咧就利用Fusion 360咧就做咗呢個 parametric 嘅 model design 先。咁咧佢咧就做16×16嘅 page 嘅。咁所以咧其實咧就要將之前咧standard 嗰個LEGO 個模型咧就變咗分為4塊咁做啦。咁呢個咧首先咧就將 CO3D 咧嗰個2D model 咧就撈咗入去 Fusion 360，咁咧對比翻 LEGO 個 plate， 咁咧就 create 咗呢個2D shape 嘅 model 先。然之後咧佢咧就將啲咁嘅將每一部分咧做咗 model 之後咧，就 save as STL 嘅 format， 然將呢個 STL format 咧就利用 slicer 呢個系統咧，就將佢變成一啲3D printing 食得到嘅曲，咁我哋都叫做 post processor 啦。咁咧 full 呢個 post processor 咧做完咗曲之後咧，就 save 咗一個 SD 卡咧，就擺過啲 3D printer 度，就 create 個 model。之後咧呢個 road design 嘅 model 咧就用咗275件嘅 LEGO 嘅組件，咁啊77% 咧用緊 standard 嘅組件，咁23% 就係 custom 嘅組件，咁啊用 3D printer 做嘅，咁總共編咗可以用66個 hour。咁呢個咧就係個成品啦 ，Brick Reality。咁呢個 model 咧亦都俾咧喺小學咧愛嚟做一啲，譬如一啲 traffic 嘅 class 啊，有啲俾啲 assignment 嗰啲小學生去做一啲認識個 traffic 個 information 啊咁樣。咁亦都呢個 project 咧就配合到 Autodesk Make Anything 呢個 slogan， 夢想可以達成嘅。好，咁第3個要講嘅 topic 就係 Connecting BIM and GIS。咁呢個 class 講咗阿 Pell 咧就係一個 BIM manager 嚟嘅，佢咧就係applying BIM technology for infrastructure project 嘅 expertise 嚟嘅。咁呢個 project 咧，我哋咧就會睇下點樣 close the gap between 個 GIS 同埋 BIM 嘅系統啦。佢哋有咩好處啦？呢個 use mixed tools 嘅話，咁將來我哋有咩 benefit 啦？咁樣做咗呢個 connection 之後，咁另外咧就係 apply 個 BIM approach for map base 嘅 industry 啦。好，咁啊 Pell 嘅 class 咧就講到咧，其實 BIM 嘅同埋 GIS 嘅 system 咧，其實都係一個好大量，佢哋有好大量嘅 database of attribute 嘅 information。 咁你哋咧大家咧一個 well structured 嘅 platform， 都係做啲 analytics 啊同 evaluation。不過最大分別咧就係 BIM 咧就係用 3D representation of assets using complex geometries 嘅，但係 GIS 嘅系統咧就用 2D representation of large scale spatial shape 嘅，即係最簡單嚟講就係一個就係用 3D 嚟做個 presentation， 一個就只用 2D 嚟做個 presentation。咁嚟緊呢個新世代嘅話，呢個兩系統點樣做個 integration 啊，個 database 方面啊，咁就非常之重要啦。尤其是大家講 digital world 啊、digital city 啊。好，我哋可以睇下呢個 GIS 呢個系統啦。咁最底層咧，其實咧佢就係一個 basic map 啦，就代替一個 view world 啦，顯示到 view world 出嚟啦。咁另外上面咧有好多唔同嘅 2D layer， 呢個專業 layer 咧，我哋咧就可以用佢嚟做一啲 spatial 嘅 evaluation 啊、generation of further 嘅 contents 啊咁樣。咁但係如果我將 BIM 同 GIS connection 一齊，佢係咪就咁淨係將個 BIM 呢個 3D model 擺咗喺呢個 basic map 上邊，就叫做 connecting 咗咧？如果我哋想做一啲 complex 嘅 spatial config checking、quantity 嘅 extraction、3D model 嘅 coordination 嘅話，係咪咁容易就做到咧？咁當然就唔係啦。喺度咧，可能咧就會做一啲將一啲 GIS content 咧就做 conversion 啦。咁當然而家咧就只係做咗某部分嘅 conversion 咯。咁亦從而咧令到咧佢哋可以做一個 connecting 先。好啦，咁我哋點樣可以咧而家可以 load 到一啲 GIS 或者 convert 到啲 GIS data 咧去到 BIM 嘅 environment 咧？咁而家做到嘅話咧，就係話喺COVD 同埋Infraworks 度咧已經有一個 Autodesk 嘅 connector for artists 嘅啦。咁直接咧就可以咧 log in 到去 ArcGIS Online 喺上邊咧就可以 get 一啲 information， 譬如Cocoa Points 啊、Feature Lines 啊、Structures 啊、Puzzle 啊、Gravity Pies 啊、Alignments 啊咁樣，將呢啲 GIS 嘅 information 就可以 convert 過嚟 import 入去 COVD 或者係 Infraworks 上邊，並且啲 property set。咁喺上邊咧，亦就可以做 editing 添嘅。咁又可以咧 convert 去俾 Lattice Work 啊，做啲 further study。咁呢個其中方法啦。另一個方法咧就係用個傳統嘅 COVD 嘅 Make Import Command， 就 load 咗嗰啲 shape file 入嚟。咁但係咧佢咧只可以變成一張 object data。咁咧就會 lost 咗嗰啲 BIM 嘅 information 嘅。咁再另一個方法咧就係將GIS 嗰啲 file 咧變成一個 CSV 嘅 data set， 然後咧 through 呢個 platform 就 script 咧就做 manipulate 啊同埋 process 之後咧就 through Dynamo 咧就轉咗入去 COVD 就變成個 model。咁如果 automatically 咧就 through 咧 ArcGIS Online 咧就用個 API convert 咗呢個 model， 就 through 個 platform 就轉過去俾 Dynamo create 個 3D model。咁呢個就係一個 model 由 GIS 轉咗個 information 過嚟俾邊個 system 度，咁可以做一啲 3D terrain 嘅 representation 啊、object-based content 啊、visual config 啊，或者 3D 嘅 qualification。好啦，咁另外咁點樣去將個邊嘅 information put into 個 GIS model 咧？咁而家咧 ArcGIS Pro 咧已經有一個add data 嘅 command， 可以直接咧食得到咧 Revit 嘅 model。另外咧亦都有個 connection to 個 BIM 360，可以直接咧喺 BIM 360呢個 Cloud Product 嗰度咧，就攞啲 data 落嚟。似可見咧 ，BIM 同 GIS 嘅 connection 咧嘅 development 已經開始咗㗎啦，都都係做得到嘅。咁將來咧更加複雜嘅 BIM 啊 GIS 系統咧，都會 develop 落去，大家做一個 integration 同埋 connection。好啦，咁今日咧我3個 class 嘅 sharing 咧就到此為止。咁如果大家有興趣嘅話，可以上翻去 AU 2020嗰度睇翻晒呢個 detail 嘅3個 class。多謝大家。
咁唔該晒阿 Michael，咁跟住嚟咧，我哋就請阿 Kenny，亦都係播翻佢之前嘅錄影，就係講解翻 Fabrication 同埋 DfMA 嘅。
大家好，歡迎嚟到今日嘅 AU Sharing 嚇，我係Autodesk 總代理 Synnex Technology 嘅 Kenny，好高興今日同大家分享翻呢個較早之前喺Virtually 舉行嘅 AU 2020。咁咧我今日咧就揀咗幾個 topic 同大家分享嘅。呢個就係今日 agenda 啦。咁我哋會用20分鐘時間咧，就好快咁樣介紹一下有啲乜嘢 course 值得大家睇嘅。咁我唔會 details 講裏面啲 course， 咁我會做個少少 introduction， 介紹下裏面點解我覺得呢個 course 會值得大家去睇咧咁樣。咁我今日會有4個 course 同大家分享啦。咁第一個咧就係叫 Autodesk Industrialized Construction Vision。係啦，咁係主要係講咩叫 industrialized construction 咧？其實即係大家成日講嘅 DfMA，Design for Manufacturing and Assemblies 係啦。咁除咗呢一個 course 之外咧，咁另外有其他關於 DfMA 嘅 course 咧，我都會再講一講嘅。咁第二個 topic 咧就係講 From Design to Fabrication。咁係講主要用Revit Robust Structure Analysis 同埋 Advanced Tools 嘅 workflow， 咁呢個同 structure 有關多啲嘅。咁第三個咧就係叫 Revit to Inventor BIM Exchange for Custom Fabrication Hands-on Lab。第2同第3咧都係一個 hands-on 嘅 video， 咁佢有 PowerPoint， 亦都有 handouts， 亦都有 sample files。咁你哋可以跟住佢個 video 啦，之後睇翻 handouts 同埋攞個 sample files 去落手落腳去做一次佢個 workflow。咁我當然今日唔會真係將佢成個 video 講出嚟啦，咁啊介紹一下啦。咁啊最後一個咧就比較有趣少少嘅咧就叫做 Hybrid Revit Families， 係點樣做一啲好複雜嘅 complex organic objects with correct texture mapping。除咗一個好 complex 嘅 organic 嘅一種 families， 即係例如啲床單、被鋪、枕頭嗰啲軟腍腍嗰啲 curtain 嗰啲嘢，點樣做出嚟咧？咁你知 Revit 好多限制㗎嘛，咁樣 hybrid 化咧，咁一陣會再講嘅。好啦，咁第一個 course 咧講嘅咧就係Autodesk Industrialized Construction Vision。咁你點樣揾呢個 course 咧？其實你睇呢個 course number CS 473448，就係你一 search 咧就可以揾到噶啦。咁呢個就係by Amy Marks。咁 Amy Marks 係咩人嚟咧？就係 Autodesk Head of Industrialized Construction Strategy and Evangelism， 即係佢係有一個 IC 嘅地方啦，係啦，咁佢就負責咧就 Autodesk 嘅同事嚟嘅。咁佢裡面講嘅咧係啲咩嘢咧？就係因為佢係 Head of Strategy and Evangelism of 呢個 IC 啦，Industrialized Construction。咁佢講 Autodesk 其實佢哋自己定位點樣去對應翻 IC 或者 DfMA 呢一樣嘢咧？咁呢個 course 裡面有3個主要嘅 topics 嘅，就係講而家嘅趨勢啦。咁講涉及於 IC 啦、Prefab 啦同埋 DfMA 啦。咁同埋嗰啲叫法啦 nomenclature 啦，係啦，咁嗰啲嘢點樣叫咧？咁有啲 industry 嘅 myths 有啲咩秘密咧？咩迷思咧？另外仲有最後就係講 Autodesk 佢點樣去提供一個平台俾大家去應用，點樣去走上呢個時代嘅步伐，去參與呢個 industrialized construction。好啦，咁呢一啲咧就係我節錄自佢嗰個 videos 裏面嘅一啲佢個 PowerPoint slide 啦。咁佢初頭咧佢就講manufacturing techniques， 其實咧就係點樣喺呢個建築裏面 去應用呢個manufacturing 嘅工具啊。咁咧其實佢想講嘅咧就係唔係淨係 construction 嘅，包括 design 啦、build 同埋 manufacturing 呢幾樣嘢嘅，即係你係從 design 開始，你去到 build 同埋 manufacturing，去到 operate，你點樣去應用一啲 manufacturing 啊？你見到呢度有個屋仔咁樣啦，成個 umbrella industrialized construction 下面咧會有呢啲譬如左手邊 advanced building products 啦，即係由一個好簡單嘅 products 去到一個 single tray assembly，就 multi tray assembly，去到 volumetric modular，由一個好細微嘅一個工具至到一個 prefab 一個 module 咁樣去起。呢個就係屬於 prefabrication 嘅 continuum 啦。右手邊咧會配合埋一啲技術，就 robotic automation、adaptive manufacturing。個 process 咧就係 DfMA、BIM 同埋 Lean manufacturing。technology 點樣可以幫到咧？就係有 cloud 啦、BIM 360啦，或者 Fusion 360啦 ，Autodesk 有 big data 有 analysis，所以分析你啲點樣應用一啲你啲 design 咧，可能有啲 generative design 有啲 AI 嘅嘢啦，或者 machine learning 又配合埋呢個 Internet of Things 啦 IoT。details 咧你睇裏面嘅 video 有講㗎。咁佢另一個題目咧就講。我哋嘅設計咧係我哋成個做法咧係要調翻轉頭，要 information up into design， 即係咧我哋喺設計嗰一刻咧就要諗啦，點樣 assembly， 點樣 install， 同埋去到M and O and M 係啦，即係 operate 嘅時候點樣去應用，要喺 design 嗰一刻要諗呢啲嘢嘅，係啦，即係調翻轉頭諗。成個 industrialized 成個 IC 嘅個 ecosystem 就係咁樣啦，係啦 DfMA 有supply chain 有 life cycle，咁你 feedback 翻你 design 要諗啲乜嘢要考慮嘅，佢另外咧都有提及過咧，好強調一樣嘢，其實 DfMA 咧就唔係等同於 prefabrication 咁簡單嘅。DfMA 咧其實包含兩樣嘢，你睇下左手邊 design for manufacturer。其實佢係想你個 design 咧係佢提到一樣就係叫 ease of manufacturing、optimize manufacturing process。你嘅 design 點樣可以令到你個 manufacturing 係好容易去做咧，同埋點樣去令到佢好容易 fit 到去做嗰個 product 啦嚇。右手邊呢個叫 DfA 啦，因為 DfMA 其實係 DfM 同 DfA 啊嘛 ，DfA 係 assemblies。佢提到啦 ，design for ease of assembly、shipping、handling、integration on site， 點樣喺一個地盤裏面可以好方便咁樣去組裝咧？呢個組裝嗰個係製造，咁所以咧唔係純粹單單係做一個 prefabrication 咁簡單嘅，佢目的係要 shorten 呢個 design 嘅 cycle time 啦 ，reduce material overhead、labour cost、utilize standards 同埋 reduce cost。所以其實佢有好多嘢考慮。好啦，咁其實 DMFA 咧其實係有一個 challenge 喺裏面嘅。DMFA 係一個 element specific 嘅，就算一個 precast， 即係佢呢度有一個 example 啦，你見到張相咁，佢抽咗一部 precast 嘅 panel。佢話有呢一個 panel 咧係有55個 DfMA 嘅 instructions， 係其實可以好複雜嘅。咁複雜嘅嘢冇理由推晒俾 designer 係咪啊？所以咧就要應用一啲 machine learning、AI、computational design 去幫手嘅。佢裏面又再講解啊。所以咧而家咧呢個新我哋成日講一個 new normal 啦。其實個目的咧就係希望 free up 咗 designers 嘅時間，真正做翻佢 design 點樣去，譬如 architect 點樣可以做一個好啲嘅設計，點樣去應用一個好啲嘅環境，係啦，就做一啲靚啲、舒適啲嘅環境俾人去住，而唔係將啲時間咧嘥喺做 manufacturing， 呢個都係佢嘅重點。所以咧我哋就要應用 computational design、digital twins、BIM 呢啲咁嘅科技嘅。佢呢度有講到咧，就係呢個business model 嘅改變咧，會導致其實每一個人都有份參與去製造同埋設計一個 products。個 products 係當然，如果喺建築界喺呢個工程界咁就係嗰個 buildings 啦，或者係嗰個 site 啦，嗰個建築物咁樣之類啦。 咁你見到咧，其實traditional 嘅 person 係有 owners 啦、architect、engineers 啦。contractor 啊、subcontractor 啊、manufacturer 咁呢啲分開晒嘅，咁而家咧就大家咧要互相合作，vertical integration 有一啲係叫 serial owners 啦，有啲 super subcontractors 啊嘛，咁啊將來個做法咧就係啲 owners 啊、designers 佢哋有權去，即係會有影響力啦，因為業主嘅最有影響力俾錢嗰個係咪？咁啊 designers 咁佢哋都有設計上面有個考慮嘅，咁所以咧大家咧都係有份去共同去參與去成個設計同製作嘅過程。咁 Autodesk 嘅定位咧就係希望做一個 platform 嘅 provider，咁將大家嘅整合埋一齊，幫到唔同嘅人去做 coordination 啦，去 solve 一啲conflicts 啦，去做好一啲project 啊 course 嘅 management 嘅嘢啦，咁啊應用啲科技啦，就係頭先講嘅 cloud 啊、IoT 啊、machine learning 嘅技術點樣幫到大家。咁呢個就係finally 咧，佢講咗 Autodesk 嘅 IC 嘅 strategy 啊 ，industrialized construction。咁佢最主要係做3件事嘅，就係第一件事就係令到 DfMA 同埋prefabrication 要做得簡單啲，點樣去譬如 Fusion 360啊、BIM 360啊嗰啲係一個 platform，一個 single source of truth。咁大家 coordinate 點樣去做 design 同 manufacturing 點樣去夾。咁另外咧就係第二件事就係 connect Autodesk platform with the IC ecosystem。咁佢成個 ecosystem 有唔同嘅 solution，有 AC collection，有 BIM 360，有其他嘅 products，咁同埋佢之間亦都會有啲 connection 去連接其他嘅軟件。咁即係因為 Autodesk 嘅嘢唔係齊晒㗎嘛，係咪？咁你都有你自己 manufacturing 用嘅工具啦、設計啦、其他 CAD 嘅軟件點樣可以融合埋一齊，去幫到大家手去成個 ecosystem 去做嘅。咁另外最尾個 task 咧就係 create 一個 collaborative 嘅 IC community，咁因為 communication 係好重要嘅，咁你成個團隊成個 teams 點樣去 works 咧？咁你嗰啲project 點樣 control 啊？你啲 document 點樣去做 filing？點樣去做翻一個audit 啊？咁呢啲全部都係係一個 technologies 嘅方法去減輕大家嘅labour cost 同埋減低呢個 risk 啦，減低呢個錯誤啦，同埋慳錢啦，當然係。好啦，咁講開 DfMA 除咗頭先 Amy Marks 嗰個講成個大方向 Autodesk 佢點樣去睇呢個IC Industrialized Construction 之外咧，咁以下落嚟亦都有幾個 course 關於 DfMA 嘅。咁有一個咧就叫做 DfMA for Industrialized Construction Myth and Truths。咁呢個 course number 就係 CS469282，咁係由 Thomas Claus 去講嘅。咁佢裏面講嘅咧就係design for manufacturing and assembly DfMA，咁成日都好多人講㗎啦。咁佢會講解一下點樣去同呢個 IC 有咩關係咧？咁 DfMA 係啲乜嘢，或者唔係啲乜嘢咧？係啦，咁佢嘅 key learnings 咧就主要係講下咩 DfMA 啦。咁 DfMA 點樣去應用落喺 IC 咧？同埋點樣去做一啲好basic 嘅 DfMA 嘅 standards，我哋要定一啲 standards 啦，同埋一啲 practices 即係行業裡面嘅守則，去點樣做咧？同大家分享下。你見到右手邊呢度咧，其實佢有呢個係節錄住個 course，因為呢個 Autodesk University 咧，其實你入到去個網站，你打個 class 嘅 number 啦，或者加個名咧 search 咗之後咧，佢有幾樣嘢。你見到呢一個 course 咧，佢有video 39分鐘嘅 videos 啦，有26個 slide 嘅 presentation 可以俾你 download 啦，亦都有 handouts 俾你 download，亦都有啲 handouts 可以 download。另外 download 嘅嘢可能係一啲 project files，有啲 reference 嘅 manual 啊嗰啲可以你攞落嚟嘅。咁呢個係節錄住裡面嘅，咁佢有講 DfMA 係啲乜嘢 ，IC 係啲乜嘢咁樣，咁 detail 就唔講啦。另一個關於 DfMA 嘅 course 咧就係DfMA and Modular Fabrication Methods for Workforce Training。咁呢個主要係講 workforce 嘅 training 嘅。course number 係 CS469073。咁佢都有一個38分鐘嘅 video 啦，有9個 page 嘅 handout， 有28個 slides 嘅 presentation， 同埋一啲 files 可以 download。咁佢主要講咧講 Generative Design、Modular assemblies 嘅 techniques，同埋一啲 automators 嘅 tools， 點樣去 integrate with 呢個Revit、BIM 360、Navisworks 同埋 Stratus 去 develop 一個 modular fabrication training process 同埋 method 嘅。咁咧，佢個 key learning 就有4部分啦。咁首先就講下點樣去應用 Generative Design， 因為如果你用Revit， 而且你係 subscribe to 呢個 AC Collection 咧，你係有一個 option 咧可以做一個 Generative Design 嘅，你可以喺 Revit 裏面 Generative Design 跟住upload 上去佢個 Autodesk 個 cloud 嗰度，佢就同你去做一啲 analyse， 去俾翻啲result 你嘅。咁有啲 automation 嘅嘢啦。咁modular assembly 去點樣去做一個 DfMA 嘅 prefabrication process。咁另外咧就點樣去應用 Revit、BIM 360、Navisworks 做 DfMA 嘅 production 同埋 workforce 嘅 training。咁亦都有呢個train a personnel performing DfMA and modular assembly fabrication。最後咧就係DfMA training techniques for prefabrication of modular assemblies。咁佢呢個好實務咁樣去真係有一個好似一 case studies 咁樣去做嘅，但係主要係 focus 喺 workforce training。咁可能你未必係 contractor， 未必係 builders 啊，你都可以有興趣可以聽下嘅。咁呢個 talk 咧係有2個人去講 ，John Russell 同埋 Dynamo。咁佢呢2個人係咩人咧？咁佢都係 Autodesk 裏面嘅同事啦，咁佢哋亦都有一啲行內嘅經驗嘅。咁嗰個 speaker 佢 details 咧，你入到去佢都有介紹嘅。咁呢個係佢節錄住佢其中一個 slide 啦。咁佢講咩叫做 United Association， 咩叫 DfMA， 咩點樣去應用 DfMA 喺呢個 prefab 嘅 process， 同埋佢哋 United Association 嘅 training approach。咁呢個未必同香港完全一樣嘅，但係你可以有一個 reference 啊。另外仲有一個關於 DfMA 嘅 course 咧，就其實佢又唔係話非常之講 DfMA 嘅，只不過咧你睇下只不過佢有一樣嘢叫 DfMA 嘅 case studies 咁呢個其實咧主要咧就係講呢個叫做 efficiently enabling optimal workflows using AEC collections in a BIM-dominated industry CS 463357。咁佢係講咧成個 AC collections 點樣去不過佢主要係講 structure 嘅呢度。咁有講 Revit 啦、Advanced Steel、BIM 360佢點樣做。咁佢有一個 case studies 嘅，咁亦都有啲29分鐘嘅 videos、68個 page 嘅 presentation 嘅 download 啦，有 Keynotes， 亦都有 sample files 可以俾你 download。係啦，咁呢個你可以再睇下，因為佢其中有一 part 係講 DfMA 嘅 case studies， 咁可以有興趣就記得個 class number 就可以去睇啦。好，嗱呢個就佢裡面嘅其中一個 slide 啦。咁佢會講佢嗰個 approach 點樣做咧 digital transformation、Revit 嘅 customization。點樣用 Dynamo 係啦 ，Dynamo 因為我成日講 automation 咁所以識少少 Dynamo 咧係好有用嘅。Revit 成日夾住 Dynamo 做嘢，但係 Dynamo 唔一定淨係夾 Revit 嘅，可以夾 Format 或者其他，因為佢基本上 Dynamo 係一個 visual programming 嘅，你 standalone 都可以用嘅好，跟住咧之後啦，就另一個 topic 咧就係from design to fabrication。咁呢個咧呢個 course BES 473699L 就係講點樣應用 Revit、Robot Structure Analysis 同埋 Advanced Steels。咁啲 speakers 咧都係 Autodesk 嘅同事啦。咁佢以前呢個就喺行內都做咗一啲時間嘅。咁佢而家喺 Autodesk 做 QA Analysis。咁佢哋負責咧係 develop Revit 同埋 Advanced Steels 嘅 features，就係 developer 之一。另一個咧 Catalin 咧，咁佢都係一個structural designer 啦 ，CAD designer，都有好多年嘅經驗。咁佢亦都有 video， 有 handouts， 呢個冇 handouts， 有 presentation， 有 sample files 咁佢呢個做緊啲會做啲咩咧？就係會 cover 成個 workflow， 由 Revit 做個 model。你睇 key learning 成日見到啦，又首先做點樣 handle 做一個 analytical model 喺 Revit 啦，跟住點樣去collaborate with structural analysis，就即係做完個 Revit model 就 send 去 Robot Structural Analysis 去計下佢啲數啦，然之後抌翻去 Revit 再做翻一啲 steel connections， 最後就用 Advanced Steels 去出一啲 fabrication 嘅 documents 有 detail drawings 有啲 NC 咁樣。 呢個就係成個 workflow 啦。咁佢 workflow Revit 咁做咗 model 啦，咁對落去Advanced Steel 計數計完數出翻Revit 就做detail Steel connection， 最後出翻啲圖啦。咁佢每個 class 咧，佢好清楚嘅，佢有1至8個 exercise， 咁佢亦都有 sample files， 有啲 before and after， 咁你如果甩咗，你可以睇翻 after 個 result， 咁佢好清晰咁其實做4樣嘢嘅啫，係咪？就係頭先講個4樣啦 ，analytic model 嘅抌落去 structure、robot structure 計數，然之後入翻去 Revit 做 steel connection， 最後再出翻啲 fabrication document。係啊，咁佢都講得好清楚嘅，要咩 software， 有啲乜嘢 module 啦。因為如果你用 Advanced Steel 咧，除咗裝 Advanced Steel 之外咧，都要裝 Advanced Steel 嘅 extension for Revit， 因為你 Revit 有個 plug-in 要裝咗先可以 transfer 去 Advanced Steel 嘅。咁佢 handouts 裏面亦都有啲 exercise model 可以俾你 download 落嚟做啦。呢個就係佢做個 exercise step by step， 有 video 去講係啦。呢個就係佢第一步，佢就先做咗一個 structural model 啦，係一個貨倉嚟嘅，咁你都見到有啲structure 嘅嗰啲 analytical line 啊，嗰啲 data 啦，跟住就懟咗去就 transfer 咗落 export 咗一個 analytical model 去 robot structure analysis 去計 structure 嘢啦，計完之後咧入翻落去即係計過晒 OK 啦，咁然之後咧喺 Revit 咧就做 visualization。就話睇翻啲 analytical results 啦，咁當然佢最重要就係做翻啲 steel connection 啦，佢有啲 module 可以幫你做 steel connections，咁然之後再出另一個軟件就係 Advanced Steel 去做一啲 fabrication document 啊，有 NC 有啲 shop drawing 啊，有啲file XML 嗰啲。好啦，咁第3個 topic 咧，我講嘅咧就係BIM Exchange for Custom Fabrication Hand-on Lab 呢個 course 咧。好，因為時間關係，我要講快少少啦。咁咧，佢呢一個咧就係講做一個 simple fill in Revit， 其實係基本上係 Revit to Inventor 一個做法嘅。佢首先喺 Revit 做咗 simple fill， 跟住咧就 reference 個 Revit project 去 Inventor， 跟住再 update， 有任何嘢喺 Revit update 佢 Inventor 會 synchronize， 然之後咧 Inventor 咧就就 back 翻落去 Revit。咁佢有個 video 啦，有 instruction 啦，跟住又俾你試啦。咁佢裏面提緊一個 technology 叫 AnyCAD 嘅，咁佢 enable Inventor 咧 to reference a CAD from other CAD system， 唔一定係 Autodesk 㗎，可能其他嘅 CAD file。咁咧你唔需要做任何 translation， 因為佢只係純粹 reference。咁當你其他嘅 CAD system 嘅 file 咧有任何 update 咧，咁佢係 real time update。係啦，咁你用翻你本身嘅 native 嗰個軟件去改咗有任何 update，佢 reference 翻咧，佢會去自己去 update 翻嘅。咁你就 AnyCAD 嘅 technology 喺 Inventor 入邊。咁佢呢度一個 workflow 咧，佢今日嘅示範咧就係 Revit to Inventor 啦。咁做 Revit model， 跟住咧就Inventor 就 reference 嗰個 Revit model， 然之後 Inventor 咧自己咧就喺上面做佢 manufacturing 嘅嘢。但係當同一時間係 sync with 個 Revit 嘅 Revit 有任何改動咧，佢會跟翻。然之後最後咧個 Inventor 咧出咗個 boundary 咧，就會出翻 IFC， 就對翻落去個 Revit 嗰度。咁佢又分得好清楚啦。第一 exercise create simplified fill， 呢個就係個樣啦。因為你成個唔需要成個 Revit model 落去做嘅，因為佢呢度就係純粹想整一個講啦。咁然之後咧用就 reference 個 Revit model into Inventor， 咁呢個咧就係一個Revit 就 load 入去個 reference 入咗嚟啦喺 Inventor 入邊。咁跟住咧你個 Revit 咧有咩改動咧？譬如佢呢度你見到個陰影啦，佢由原本嗰個細位移咗位同埋變大咗咧，佢Inventor 會 trace 到嘅，同埋佢嗰個窿咧係 reference to 嗰個opening 嘅。咁所以咧 opening 變咧，佢 boundary 會跟住變，咁呢個就係佢厲害嘅地方。最後咧就將嗰個modify 咗嘅做咗 coordination modify 晒嘅 Inventor 嘅 model 咧，就出 IFC 再對翻，即係再 load 翻入去 Revit， 咁就完成咗啦。咁啊可以整咗一個用 Inventor 做嘅 model 就放翻入去 Revit 裏面。咁呢個就係佢哋兩個之間嘅 workflow。好啦，最後啦，呢一個 topic 咧就叫 Hybrid Revit Family。咁呢一個咧就唔係一個 video 嚟，佢係一個 article。你見到係 article by Ricardo Marmoglio。嗱，咁佢有 Complex organic object。咁佢就提到咧喺 Revit 裏面做 families 咧係有好多限制，因為佢只係得5個 tools，extrusion、revolve、blend、sweep 同埋 sweep blend。咁其他嘅 modeling 咧，例如 polygonal modeling 或者 NURBS 咧係欠缺嘅。咁但係呢兩個 modeling techniques 喺邊度可以揾到咧 ？3D Max 或者 Maya 都有。咁所以佢呢個叫 hybrid Revit families 嘅理念咧，就係我喺 3D Max 或者 Maya 做咗，因為佢 modeling 嘅功能好強大，做咗 model， 做埋 texture mapping， 然之後咧就出一個 file format， 就 load 翻入去 Revit 裏面做。好啦。你見到呢度咧有兩張圖嘅，左邊咧就純粹咧就用Revit 去做。你留意一下咧，我而家唔係講個枕頭啊，咁個枕頭咧就應該唔係 Revit 做嘅，係張床單啊。你見到左邊個床單咧係一啲都唔似嘅，係好似一個蓋咁啊。因為咧 Revit 咧佢純粹向 extrude 同埋 sweep 好 limit 嘅方法去做。咁 Maya 咧佢有一個叫 cloth simulation， 你所以見到咧佢嗰塊布咧就真係好似一塊布嘅，係一塊布。嘅形狀似之外咧，佢 texture 咧都係完全 map 翻晒。嗱，左手邊嘅 texture 係錯晒，因為純粹係單方向由上向下 project 嘅，所以咧你見到側邊望咧係 distort 晒。喺右手邊嗰塊咧就真係跟一塊布咧，佢點樣個塊布點樣喐咧，嗰個 texture 都跟翻嘅，所以係完全係一個非常之精準嘅 mapping。咁其實咧你睇呢張圖，你會睇到啊。咁你 checker box 咧，你睇到咧喺 Revit 嘅世界咧，佢做 mapping 咧係非常之愚蠢嘅。佢純粹咧係一個方向，無論上面或者左右。你見到咧尤其是你見最下面一條蛇仔嗰個咧，如果我想夾翻佢啲 checker box 咧係冇可能。同埋你見到咧 checker box 係 distort 咗，因為佢原本嗰張圖咧係一個正方形嘅 square 嘅 checker box， 佢變到拉長晒，佢已經形狀變咗啦，同埋佢夾唔到嗰啲邊啊。你方形可能夾得好啲，但係呢個 curve 咧完全變晒，咁所以咧我哋係唔可能去，如果要認真做一個 organic 嘅嘢，就唔可能去 Revit 做呢種 family。咁嘅方法咧就係就喺 Maya 或者 AutoCAD 或者係3D Max 咧去做一啲 solid models，然之後將佢咧就食入去。Maya 咧可以 export 一啲 NURBS 做 solid models 嘅，咁佢個 file format 咧就係用 SAT 嘅 format。咁如果 Maya 做咗 NURBS 之後咧，你再轉咗 SAT 咧，咁佢就可以將好複雜嘅 model 連埋嗰個mapping， 唔係純粹 model 連埋個 mapping 咧都放埋落去。咁佢又講 NURBS pane 咧，咁可以 create 一個 default mapping coordinates to create 個 objects like curtain、tablecloth。你見到呢個咧就係喺 Maya 做完嗰個 SAT 再懟翻，即係再撈翻入去呢個 Revit， 咁所以就好靚嘅，係啦。呢啲咧就係一啲 SAT 撈咗入去 Revit 之後嘅軟件啦。咁呢啲 file 咧就係點解佢會做呢個 article 咧？呢個 Ricardo 呢個人咧唔係 Autodesk 嘅同事嚟嘅，咁佢自己咧就係賣嘢嘅。你見到呢個叫 Backly3D.com 就係佢公司啦。咁佢呢啲就係佢賣出嚟嘅 product。佢做完咧就賣俾你。咁當然如果你有咁嘅技術都係自己做啦。咁通常呢個世界錢解決到嘅問題就唔係問題啦。我俾錢買啦，幾蚊個啫嘛，美金係咪？呢度都係幾蚊一個美金，咁已經做到好複雜嘅嘢可以俾你。呢度 file 做到curtain 啊、布啊、床單啊呢啲全部做到。咁當然如果你自己識用 Maya 用 3D Max， 咁其實你自己做都做到嘅，係啦。好，咁今日分享咧就係咁多啦。
咁好啦。咁我今日咧嚟緊，其實我長話短説啦。我頭先幾位講者咧都已經講咗 AU 好多嘅 class 同埋一啲 update， 反而我係想大家特別留心聽一聽我個 section， 因為我嚟緊講嘅嘢咧唔單止係 AU 嘅，嚟緊我哋2月份咧會譬如有 BIM 360嘅一啲改動咧，係同大家有密切嘅關係。咁而家聽緊嘅一啲朋友咧，咁你哋就非常好啦，留到喺度。咁好啦，首先我有個 safe harbor 啦，因為我講緊嘅嘢咧係將來會發生嘅事嚟嘅，咁亦都唔 guarantee 係幾時會發生同埋點樣嘅情況，但係我話俾大家知呢一個係我哋而家做緊嘅嘢，目前做緊嘅嘢。咁好啦，眾所周知我哋 BIM 360成日講㗎啦，咁佢其實嚟緊咧就會變成 ACC 啦 ，ACC 即係 Autodesk Construction Cloud。簡單啲嚟講，其實Wiki 都講咗啦，最主要有4大嘅成員咧就係佢哋嘅功能就融合為喺呢個 ACC 嘅 platform。咁其實呢個 ACC 嘅 platform 咧， 簡單啲一個名稱叫做 Unified Platform， 就係你會喺2月9號，今個月嘅2月9號咧，我哋就會全球發布呢一個新嘅 platform。咁如果你目前係用緊 BIM 360咧，係可以照用嘅，但係我哋會有新嘅 platform 咧，就將頭先嗰4個 product 咧就融合為一個平台。而呢個 Unified Platform 咧，裏邊會有5樣嘅product 啦，或者 package 我哋係可以 subscribe 嘅。包括你睇到 Autodesk 嘅Docs 咧 ，Autodesk 嘅 BIM Collaborate， 咁佢其實呢個 BIM Collaborate 即係 coordinate 啊 ，BIM 360嘅 coordinate。咁而第三個呢個 Autodesk BIM Collaboration Pro 咧，佢就等於我哋嘅 design， 咁裏面有咩有一個 Revit Cloud Sharing 啊，同埋有啲 Civil 3D 啊、Plan 3D 嗰個最緊要就係升翻去我哋360嗰度做 Real Time Model 最關鍵嘅功能。咁第4個就係 Autodesk Build 啦，第5個就係 Autodesk Quantify。咁大家記一記呢個先。同埋如果你哋可以嘅咧，你可以用手機影咗個 QR code， 或者去一去呢個網站，你就會睇到我哋 Unified Platform 最新嘅發布同埋個形勢係點樣啦。嗱，咁如果你目前係用緊 BIM 360咧，你可以第一時間入去一個網站，叫做 acc.autodesk.com， 咁佢而家咧其實你已經可以入去㗎啦。你如果有 BIM 360嘅 subscription， 你就睇到呢一個 user interface。咁我係用緊我自己 account 咧入咗去呢個網站。咁你見到大概個成個畫面嘅分佈係咁樣啦。但係入邊我頭先講嗰啲新功能咧，就2月9號就發布出嚟㗎啦。咁我嚟緊可能會有啲新嘅 YouTube video 或者 webinar 同大家再仔細啲講下 technical workflow 係點做。講完一啲重要發布啦，咁如果你仲未用360咧，可以上去我哋呢個香港嘅 BIM Award 嘅網站睇一睇，究竟我哋香港目前有啲乜嘢嘅 project 係用緊360咧？咁其實今年咧，又或者上年我哋有個 BIM Award 咧，就好多嘅參賽者都用咗 BIM 360，包括一啲 mega project， 譬如啟德體育園咧，都大量應用360去做協作，因為佢係涉及到幾個唔同國家去做成個大嘅 project 嘅。咁你睇一睇佢哋點樣應用，咁裡面有啲 booklet 咧，你參考翻嘅。咁甚至乎你話想睇翻國際啲嘅外國嘅一啲 award 嘅情況，都要睇翻我哋AEC 嘅Global Award 啦。咁係啦，頭先前面幾位都已經講咗好多個 class， 咁你去掃翻呢個 QR code， 揾翻我哋個 AU class， 寫翻嗰個 class code 咧，就可以睇翻啲包括 slide 錄影等等啦。好啦，講完頭先嗰啲公開嘅資料咧，想講一講又係同大家有切身關係嘅 Revit 大家用 BIM 一定會用到噶啦。咁如果你有用埋360咧，咁你記住就要 subscribe 呢一個我哋 BIM 360嘅 release notes。佢係咩嚟嘅咧？咁我講12月14號咧，我哋有一個新嘅發布，就係 Revit 嘅 issue 同我哋 BIM 360已經可以聯繫噶啦。同埋呢一個係一個免費嘅功能嚟嘅，只要你有用360咧，你知道360可以做好多擺好多model圖紙亦都係做到啲 real time 嘅 markup 啦，你可以響電腦、手機睇啦。但係而家呢個情況咧，就係你如果 download 咗呢個 plugin 之後咧，我俾大家睇呢段片
Address issues faster than ever before. Open BIM 360 issues directly in Revit, including those created in Navisworks, Model Coordination, Design Collaboration, Docs, or any BIM 360 client. Easily sort issues with filters like priority, due date, or other custom attributes. Automatically see the saved camera position for the 3D view, all issue details, and attached screenshots. Make design changes and update the issue status with comments added directly from Revit, closing the communication loop with construction teams. Finally, sync changes and publish the updated model to BIM 360 Docs. Saving the latest changes to Docs will trigger automatic clash detection in model coordination. Validate design changes and close out the issue. Help your project teams reduce rework, mitigate risk, and accelerate project delivery with the Revit Issues add-in.
簡單啲嚟講咧，你用咗呢件 plugin 之後咧，就係你假設有其他團隊啦、業主 mark 咗個issue 俾你，要你去跟進，你就唔使話每一次都入去個網站，你開咗 Revit 可以直接睇到有乜嘢 issue 係關你事嘅。關你事之餘咧，你睇到啲相，嗰啲相咧係喺我哋嗰個360 coordination 裏面 capture 出嚟嘅。咁你知道哦，有 crash 喎，人哋 mark 咗俾你知有乜嘢問題喎，邊個 element ID 喎，咁你即時改完之後咧，你升翻上去我哋嘅360咧，咁對方咧睇咗哦，你改咗啦，咁可以即時刪咗嗰個issue 嘅情況，咁就一條龍做晒你去夾嘢嘅程序咯，就唔使來來往往啦。咁呢個 plugin 咧，你就去翻你嘅 Autodesk 嘅 account 裏邊，去翻一個 Revit add-on 嘅位置咧，咁你會見到而家 Revit 2020同埋 Revit 2021咧都有呢一隻 plugin 嘅。順帶一提啦，咁大家都成日講 ISO 19650啦，講咗好耐啦，寫咗好多嘢啦，但係咧你點樣去行咧，可能仲係有好多人手嘅工序。咁其實我哋 BIM 360咧，進化到去 Unified Platform 咧，其實有幾個目的嘅，唔係話純粹係 rebrand 個重新包咗個 product， 唔係，因為我哋要真正去行 ISO 19650呢個 workflow， 我哋嘅特別係我哋360 Docs 咧，裡面有一啲嘅工序同 workflow 咧係幫你自動化咗嘅，就唔使你人手 set 咁多嘢去行呢個 workflow。咁你如果想知道究竟裡面係點樣行，乜嘢係為之 CDE， 乜嘢係 ISO 19650咧？我哋有一個 class CS473093，呢個係由我哋嘅同事，我哋360嘅專家啦，同埋 ISO 嘅專家啦，咁佢就話解釋咗俾你知咩事，我哋360可以點樣幫到大家。而呢一個咁嘅功能咧 ，ISO 19650咧，喺嚟緊我哋新版本嘅360啊，或者 Unified Platform 即將會發布出嚟㗎啦。咁大家拭目以待，同埋我都會錄片教翻大家成個 workflow 係點樣做。如果淨係講 Revit 嘅話，其實我自己個人覺得睇過咧就有幾個 class 大家可以睇一睇嘅。你可以影低呢3個 class code， 譬如Dynamo 同 Revit 係點樣去運行咧？咩係 best practice 咧？咁你睇一睇第一個class 啦，第二個就係一啲 Revit 嘅 tips and tricks 等等啦。第三個咧，係有關於一啲 V-bar 嘅，其實我今年咧都會部署做多啲360啦，同埋做多啲 Revit structural 嗰邊嘅工序，同埋一啲materials 俾大家去參考嘅。咁仲有啦，就係如果你係 Revit 嘅用家啦，咁我想大家咧就 subscribe 咗呢一個 blog， 我哋 Revit 嘅 blog 啦，咁裡面有好多我哋Revit 唔同 discipline 唔同 trade。Archi、Structure、MEP 所有嘅更新嘅功能喺裏面嘅。頭先威橋提及過 IFC 嗰啲certificate、Open BIM 嗰啲嘅情況，你可以喺裏面睇一睇。咁仲有一啲免費嘅 course 啦，譬如我想做多啲 Revit structure 嘅，你可以喺呢度錄影翻啦。睇翻啲錄影同埋每一個有15個鐘頭9個堂嘅 training 啦。咁呢個幾好我覺得係，因為我都睇過晒。你係 self-paced 去自己學習嘅，咁你做完啲 structure model 之後咧，可以做埋個 structural analysis 啦。咁仲有一個 learning hub 嘅，大家都可以睇一睇啦，可以趁呢個農曆新年時間學習下啦。好啦，咁到另一個 topic 就係 Generative Design 啦。咁其實我都講咗 Generative Design Dynamo 講咗1-2-3年㗎啦。咁你要首先要知道咧。你想行呢個 Generative Design 即係衍生設計，咁其實我哋 Revit 2021已經有呢個功能啦。但係你識呢個功能之前咧，大家要切記就係唔係話佢撳一隻掣係代表晒你可以做到所有嘢。首先你要成個 Generative Design 嘅 workflow 咧，有90%至到90%咧嘅工序，可能你會喺 Revit 或者 Dynamo 裏面做，尤其係 Dynamo。裏面啲 script 咧，你要做好之後，你先至可以行到呢個 Generative Design 嘅，因為你要寫咗個我哋叫 design 嘅 recipe 啦，或者條 formula 俾部機佢先要幫你運算啦。咁除咗 AEC 嘅 Generative Design 之外咧，咁其實頭先咧講咗好多 DfMA 或者係一啲 Fabrication 嘅嘢咧，咁其實有一個咧就係 Fusion 360都可以做到嘅。譬如你有啲係 做一啲 3D printing 一啲signage 啊，一啲細嘅組件，一啲零件咧，你都可以考慮下 Fusion 360 Generative Design。咁我會推薦大家上上面嗰兩個 class 啦，咁啊覺得幾好嘅。咁有時間大家可以睇一睇啦。咁我唔講呢個 detail 啦。咁啊有段片咧，呢度我唔播啦，就係最主要講翻 Fusion 360點樣去做一個 Generative Design 嘅。咁佢做完 Generative Design， 佢有啲分析啊，或者佢甚至乎 simulate 翻一個真係嗰部 CNC 嘅機點樣去做件件出嚟咧，咁都幾得意嘅。頭先阿 Ken 咧，佢就提及過我哋同事阿 Amy Marks 咧，佢係一個DfMA 嘅工業建造嘅專家啦。咁你都可以睇一睇佢個堂啦。呢度有3個堂，我介紹俾大家睇嘅。好啦。仲有一樣好緊要嘅嘢，大家都一定要 subscribe 嘅，就係我哋嘅 Revit 嘅 roadmap。呢個 roadmap 咧就唔係普通人去寫嘅，係我哋嘅 Revit Product Manager。咁你見到我哋喺呢個 roadmap 裏面咧，其實我哋有幾位嘅 Product Manager 咧，就講咗俾大家知，無論你係 Archi 啊、Structure 啊，定係 MEP 或者360方面，即係點樣同 Revit 夾咧，係有一個好清晰嘅路線圖或者一啲 feature 俾大家睇嘅。咁你可以睇翻呢度攞到最新嘅資訊。咁另外，如果你係想試我哋最新嚟緊，譬如 Revit 2022嘅 version 咧，你可以試下我哋 Revit 嘅 preview。呢個 Revit 嘅 preview 咧就係你可以登記喺呢個網站登記咗之後咧，就攞到個 beta 版本去試啦。咁其實嚟緊我哋新嘅版本咧，都有啲新功能，我覺得幾得意嘅。譬如有一個叫做 People Flow Chart 啊，即係啲人點樣走動啊。咁其實前嗰2年咧，我哋有一個叫做路線圖啦，譬如一啲走火路線圖，我哋你篤咗2個點之後，佢會幫你計一條最短嘅 path 出嚟噶嘛。咁而家我哋多埋人呢個咧，咁佢而家 COVID 咁樣啦，其實大家都可以用翻呢一個功能去做啦，呢個新功能。同埋我記得就係喺 scheduling 方面，我哋都有改善嘅，同埋我哋都會大量咁樣花咗研究精力喺 structure 方面，一啲 V bar 啊，一啲steel 方面。嗰啲改善嘅，咁其實我哋咧不停有一啲我哋 webinar 啦，咁就國際性嘅 webinar 英文嘅，有興趣都可以上去睇，免費嘅，全部都係，咁包括有 building infrastructure 都有晒喺度噶啦。咁另外其實我自己啦，喺上年啦11月嘅 AU 咧都講咗個360同埋 data analytics 嘅class 啦。咁啊，最主要講360點樣同 Power BI 去協作嘅。咁其實 Power BI 如果你有用嘅話啦，咁你知道有啲 template 要 set 噶嘛。但係其實我哋 Autodesk 已經幫你做咗幾個 template 係可以用擺喺360裏面嘅。你只要去翻呢一個網站 download 裏面，而家有4個 template，就包括係 admin 啊、一啲 course 啊，同埋一啲 project 嘅 activity 嘅 data 咧，咁你可以睇翻嘅。咁其實我喺我個 class 裏面咧就教晒成個 workflow 係點樣嘅。咁我呢度咧就唔詳細講啦，因為費事丟別期個時間啦。咁我再顯示多次個 class 就係 CS47295，你就揾到我，或者打我個名就揾到我噶啦。咁我睇先啊。如果呢段片咧，我哋今日個分享咧會擺翻喺 Autodesk Hong Kong 啦個 YouTube 啦，或者我之後有啲新嘅發布，譬如 Unified Platform 發布咧，都會擺翻喺我個 channel 裏面嘅，同埋啲 tips and tricks 嘅分享。咁我咧嘅部分就到呢度咁多。咁我會接下嚟就將個時間交翻俾我哋 Forge 嘅同事啦，阿梁曉東佢嘅。
Hello everyone, I'm very happy to have this opportunity to join this sharing meeting. So I'm Xiaodong from Developer Advocacy and Support Team. Our team supports global customers, partners who build their solutions with Autodesk API and Forge web services. Today, actually, it is kind of summary that I built based on these classes for the roadmap, BIM 360 API update, and view update, and also some other interesting classes also posted on the Autodesk University. And also, actually, our colleague in our team also make a special summary about the interesting classes of Forge, you can also check on our Forge blog, and in each category there are some articles recommended and the classes recommended. So in the presentation today, some of the contents are on the roadmap or is coming soon. As usual, we can't guarantee that everything will be available in the final release, or it might probably subject to change. So this is the usual discrimination. Yeah. So I believe most of you have know what is Forge and the value and the how Forge works. Basically, that Forge is a collection of components or web services that enable the customers and partners to do the digital transformation. As you can see in the previous sessions, Carol, Wiki, and also some Hong Kong customers sharing, and it shows that Forge has played a very important role today to accelerate the digital transformation. During the past few years, we have seen a lot of scenarios our partners built with Forge, from digital visualization, digital twins to BIM 360 integrations, and also configurators catalog, a lot of scenarios. Yeah. So to begin with, I'd like to quickly introduce some update with the viewer and also the much close web services model derivative that what have updated, what's new, and maybe you can find some information useful for you. The first one I'd like to share is an extension about levels extension and also minimap extension. Okay, you can see in this animation that you can easily to navigate the levels by levels, or you can also navigate the 2D view synchronized with the 3D view. So these functionalities are now the built-in extension. You can just load the extension and use it directly. In the past, you have to code them yourself. The next one is called hypermodeling. This is basically you can aggregate the 2D model with 3D model with 2D sheet as an underlay. You can see that you can aggregate them together and coordinate them together, and you can make the 2D sheet transparent or not. So it's very easy to implement these scenarios now. Next one is also a useful tool extension that now after you load the extension, you can see a button. Click this button that the end user can easily to switch the 3D model as well as the 2D sheet, 2D views within this original Revit model easily. Yeah, you do not need to implement a separate code now. Yeah. Next one is also very cool that it is called visual clusters. So basically this extension will check, filter the elements by types, and then put them separately, explode them separately to put in another view, and then you can see them group by types. Yeah, you can see again, yeah. Windows, doors, framing, or any other types, and you can explode them and then make it back. Yeah, one thing is very important extension, also complicated extension. We call this data visualization. Basically, that this extension allows you to build IoT solutions directly. You can, if you know Forge before, you might probably remember we have one research project. It is called Dasher 360. It is a research project by Autodesk. Now, with this extension, you can have the similar experience of Dasher 360. You can enjoy the IoT visualization, the dots, the sensors, the panels, and also the curves and those statistics, also heat maps, the timeline, and also navigation level by level by rooms, and also some simulations by heat from the real sensor data. So internally, we call this Hyperion project. It has not formally released, but right now, if you are interested, you can play the alpha document. I can show you quickly. This is a document of this extension. It shows you the steps by step how you set up the project using this extension. It can connect with the IoT device, and also the sensor database is deployed, managed by Azure or AWS. And also we have the document about, for example, if you work with a heat map, what functionalities method you can use to control the rendering, control the colors, control the sensor based on the sensor values. Yeah, it's very cool, the extension. And if you want to save time to build your IoT digital twins solutions, right now you can enjoy with the new extension. Okay. Next one is about the model derivative that from the year before last, we model derivative started to support the master view. We also call the faces view, that with this translation mechanism, we can extract the room and the space information from the Revit file. So right now that if you switch to the master view, you can see one more browser node is space, or it is called rooms. And under the rooms, under the space, you can see the individual rooms one by one. And click it, you can view these rooms and also get its information bounding box, and also some related properties, areas, volumes, information extracted from Revit. But just beware that currently, if the rooms has some irregular shape, geometry, it might probably fail. But we will, the translation will skip such kind of special geometry and give you a report which one is not translated. Okay, next one, I believe some of you have heard about SREV2. SREV2 is an enhanced, improved version of current Forge Viewer file format. In the past, we called SVF, maybe we can call SVF1. So SVF2, basically we translate the model that deduplicate the elements. For example, if we have some buildings that has a lot of similar shapes, and right now we only keep one definition, but not like before we translate all of them. So the metadata will be shrinked a lot. As I remember, one Hong Kong customer also tested with SVF2 with their large model that in the past about 8 megabyte the metadata, but after the SVF2 translation is about only maybe 200, less than 200 megabyte, shrink a lot. Because of that, the loading performance also improved a lot. In the past, maybe just it will take 5 minutes, but now maybe just within 30 seconds or less than 1 minute. So the performance improved a lot. The usage is very easier. You just need to translate with the type SVF2, and then when you load the model, you need to use the options like this. MD20 production US, or it is stored in Europe, and API use D3S. Yeah, this option is for SVF1. Okay. This is one table that we also compare some models. They are not big model, but you can see some enhancement obviously. For example, the loading time will be very quicker, and also the geometry size will be shrink than before, and of course, and the translation time will be a little longer. But we need to know one thing is, does SVF2 benefit for all models? Maybe not. For example, if the model is small, if this model has not much similar shapes, for example, terrains, GIS map, picture, something like that. So for these kind of models, the improvement might not be so obvious. So you need to balance if you really need to translate by SVF2. Yeah, but in most cases, we experienced the performance we improve a lot. Next one is about the metadata query. In the past, you can query all properties of this model, or you can query only one object property. But now you have the options to specify the ID array to get a group of properties of the objects. And engineering team is also working on some new features that you can also search to get granular hierarchies and the properties. In the past, you can only get whole hierarchy. So, but in the future, you might probably can set the filters, set some conditions to get a specific objects, specific hierarchy you are interested in. And one more thing that we heard about is in the future, we will also support incremental metadata properties. That means that for the new version translation, new version models, you can get the incremental metadata instead of you need to get all data again. Next one is about Ifc Translator. In the last year, we changed the options from switch loader to conversion method. Basically, two methods for to translate Ifc. One is using Navisworks engine, another one is using Revit. The old one, the translation time is short, but the model structure is not clear, like Ifc organization. The new one is by Revit engine. The translation time is longer, but they can show the Ifc elements clearly. So you can see on the bottom, this is the new one. You can see exactly like Ifc hierarchy. Also, we provide the options. You can ask a translator to say translate the space, or if you need to hide opening element, if you need to translate the building stories. Yeah, this is give you more flexibility to control the translation. Next one I think is also interesting. We have seen a lot of applications during the past 1 or 2 years at point cloud adoption. So basically, Forge Viewer does not support native point cloud data, but we can import 3.js point cloud. But with the native one of 3.js, the performance will not so good. If you have a large point cloud, maybe 100 million or 1,000 millions point cloud. But right now you can use PO3. PO3 is free open source WebGL rendering for large point clouds. It supports streaming loading, and we have make some way to integrate the PO3 with Forge Viewer. Forge Viewer currently based on 3.js 71 version. So as you can see in the animation above, this is one solution from our customers elsewhere that they build their solutions by point cloud and also aggregate with the BIM model. In the bottom, this is the one test demo. I can see that the right side, these are the BIM file of the point PO tree. So if you navigate far much close to the inside one room, inside one areas, more point cloud will be loaded and gradually. So at the beginning, if you navigate far away, only a few point clouds will be loaded. So by this way, we can have much more performance to load the large point cloud. Okay. A little more thing is we also update Navisworks translator engine that to make more efficient translation. By default, Navisworks will discard the timeline properties, materials properties, and also some other properties. But if you still need it, need this information, you can specify the options when you post the translation job. And also, we also support more and more nice materials for 3D Max model that this will have the same experience like what you work with 3D Max model. Okay. So we have some very nice applications. I'd like to show you one of them. That this is for Reconstruct. This company aggregate point cloud 360-degree images, videos in a measurable street view walkthroughs. Yeah, it also integrates with 2D drawings and 3D building information models. You can see this is a real scene, and surrounding is the point cloud or the images. Also, they build some timeliner, allows the project teams to review what is there and what should be there. That means the past, current, and the future. The combinations of web, accessible reality, and design in 2D and 3D can increase the project transparency and to help the users to identify risks and quickly, and also to track the progress easily. So they use PO tree to load the large point cloud and also navigate to integrate with the 3D model as well as the 2D sheet. Yeah, I will skip then. Yeah, next one also for aggregate with the real scene. Oh, sorry. Real scene and also as BIM model. I skip it. Yeah. So it shows a very cool functionality. You can navigate, just zoom in or zoom out, make it bigger or smaller with the reality, and also the background is the BIM model. They can compare with the reality as well as the virtual model to check the construction progress. Okay, next category is the BIM 360 API. BIM 360 API is a very big category for Forge. And I would like to introduce the setup tools. This one is based on existing APIs that you can set up your project batchly. You can activate the project services. You can import the users. You can update the users permissions just by batch from the CSV definition file. Next one is the relationship API. Relationship API is represents links between items or entities that reside in different functional components or domains. The relationship is used in BIM 360 by various modules. For example, model coordination with issue, asset with issue, and the field management, and the cost with other entities. Yeah, so this API is read-only, but in the specific domain, they may provide the endpoints to build a relationship, such as asset API will provide the relationship endpoint to associate with the issue. Okay, next one is the biggest API this year we released. It's planned to formally release soon. I hope maybe by end of this this month. This is API with plentiful endpoints: read, create, delete, update. Also, it supports batch operations without iterating each items. If we iterate each item, you have to balance the rate limit and the performance. But with the batch operation, the developing will be much easier. One more thing is it also provides endpoint to build a relationship, with issue checklist attachment. Our team have produced some samples to inspire the ideas of use case. The first sample is a very common use case, export, import to Excel file. These applications also export all the asset data relationship, and also it supports batch, read, write, delete assets. Next one is produced by my colleagues. Demonstrate you can setting up asset data from design model. So this sample extracts the asset information from Revit model by Forge design automation services automatically and send it to asset modules by asset API. So by this way, you can easily set up the initial management of the asset for the BIM model. The next one is integration with a viewer. You can view asset data in the model viewer, and you can filter assets by level, by rooms. And we use the Revit unique ID as a custom attribute with the asset, so we can easily to track the asset in the Forge viewer. Next one, data connector feature is one part of BIM 360 inside the module. As Carol mentioned, we have the Power BI template. Actually, Power BI template consumes the data from data connector. So right now, you can have the API. You can schedule extraction, flexibility, one time, daily, weekly. You can also specify which services groups you want to extract. You can set up the scheduling. Also, you can download all the selected data. One more small API is document management API. We have a high demand API is about how if we can set folder permissions, if we can get a custom attribute of a docs, and also if we can create definitions of a custom attribute. Now you can do everything of that. Okay, next one is ACC. As Carol mentioned just now, we have announced the new United products, Autodesk Construction Cloud. So as a developer, you may be wondering what we need to be aware, what we need to change or need to adopt from the API perspectives. My manager, Mikako, made a short summary. Essentially, with docs, mostly are same with BIM 360. The only is the hub, the project, they may have the specific attribute to indicate it is an ACC or it is a BIM 360 entity. Administrator, model derivative, Forge viewer should be same, but may have some, for administrator API, maybe have new versions. Okay, model coordination for Clash and also relationship API will be in the category of BIM collaborate. the API will be not changed. Third one is quantity, quantify. Quantify is a new product. There is not corresponding API in BIM 360. So you do not need to worry about that. Last one is the Autodesk Build. This is the most tricky one. It derives from the BIM 360 Build with the integration with the plan grid. So issue and alpha API will be similar to plan grid. BIM 360, the API should have a new version. Checklist will be called forms. Form is from plan grid. There will be more APIs than BIM 360 checklist. The cost and the asset API should be same like BIM 360. Yeah. So if you work with any of them, just know about that. Okay. Talking about the BIM 360 adoption and the solutions, we have a lot of integrations. One thing I just share by this chance, our team did one experiment to integrate with design automation with Revit and also model coordination API and also Forge Viewer to solve the crash automatically on the cloud. So one use case is we solve the crash of duct and the pipes by making them with a U shape. So this is just one demo we did, also presented on AU class. Okay, next big category is about design automation. Design automation is Forge will run the design engine on the cloud to execute your plugin. So in the past, we have Revit, 3D Xmax, Inventor, AutoCAD. Now we have Civil 3D engine. So by this engine, you can have some chance. For example, the first sample is to extract the style information of alignment by design automation of Civil 3D and append this information info to the properties panel of Forge Viewer. So you can see it appended this information in the Forge Viewer things. Next sample is to export the land XML file from Civil DWG. The land XML contains the data of Civil and survey. Yeah, by this information, you can to analyze, you can also integrate with other systems easily. So during the past 2 years, we have seen a lot of integration with design automation. First one is about Blackbird. They have their platform. This is their own viewer. In the viewer, they will integrate with the GIS system to do some deep design about how the building will be with the surroundings, the environment. So after it checked, decided, they will make some configurations of the shell, the house, and also maybe change the size, change dimensions, slice, split the walls, and make it more doors, maybe make it smaller thing. And then they will send the final design to BIM 360. But before that, they will generate the updated Revit model on the cloud. Then they will send to the BIM 360 platform to allow the collaborators to see the new design. So the whole workflow will be automatically, seamlessly on the web. Yeah, I like to, you can see this is opened in BIM 360. Yeah. Also, when the design automation execute, they can also do some export with the 2D sheet, 2D views. Yeah, all of these things are done by automation. Next one is also about configurators, and I skip. You can see this is a platform that end users can make some options to select which one is suitable, is fine to them. Maybe for this shower longer, and then will be shorter. This is based on the viewer, and then they will generate the purchased order, pricing, and then if the users are fine, they can place the order. and also associated with a 2D drawing. This is also generated by design automation of AutoCAD or Inventor. So yeah, we have seen a lot of such production applications integrated with configurator and also ERP system, purchasing system, vendor system, PLM, PDM. Yeah, next one has no viewer, but is more useful in some scenarios. Actually, it combined with model checker functionalities of Revit. So you can set up the task and also specify the discipline, the rules, which models, folders, models you want to check, and the checklist. And after running, it will give you a report. I will skip to a final, how many checks, how many passed, how many failed, and what's the problem and which model. All of these things just happen on the web page. Okay. Sorry. Yep. So not sure what happened. It is okay. Next category quickly about AR/VR. So I think it's a big topic. I just borrowed some information from our roadmap that we are investing in rich XR data access on Forge to help developers to build XR value on top of Forge, also connecting to the whole Autodesk ecosystem. So in the past, we have the AR/VR toolkit. We will reevaluate and significant argument this toolkit. And also we want to allow to implement the scenario, we can support the bi-directional data workflows to enable we getting data out of values in APPs, and also we can add additional values data back to the platform. And always also we work to develop data preparation services and for all data so that we can do some efficient queries and based on the location, based on some other conditions, and also based on the use case and the workflows. As you know, we have announced a partnership with Unity 2 years ago. We have worked with them to develop the Reflect, which currently support Revit and Navisworks, also integrate with BIM 360. We are further developing the partnership with the intention to centralize data access through Forge. In addition, NVIDIA announced the open beta for Omniverse, a collaborative platform based on USD file format. Yeah, Autodesk will be the central in this announcement. We are now discussing how we can see can funnel data access to Autodesk tools. Yeah. Okay, I will. I think I will finish in 5 minutes. Okay, sorry. Yeah. So yeah, that is the biggest strategy things. But to the developers, I will highlight one thing is the GLTF format. If you have worked with AR, VR scenarios, you might probably be familiar with OBJ. And actually, GLTF is also a famous file format, open file format that so it can also build the AR, VR solutions easily and support various platforms. So this is a GLTF structure. I will skip it. Our team, what we did is we provide the Forge convert utilities, and based on SVF, we can translate SVF to GLTF 2.0 version. This utility has been used by many Forge customers, for example, inside VR, and also a customer I will show soon. So this utility is available with the Forge extension in Visual Studio Code, and so also you can run separately by script. In the future, we might probably, model derivative might probably support translate GLTF directly. So this is one use case. They use GLTF format. This is a very cool scenario. This is a VR collaboration scenario to make the environment. People can collaboratively make a design based on the viewer, and then they can import some BIM model information by GLTF format, exported from SVF, and then aggregate them inside their VR environment. Yeah, okay, I will skip it. Very cool. So next category is about Forge data. I will not introduce much. Basically, Forge data is a collection of platform. We want to support universal data access with a common workspace and exchange the data with Autodesk solutions as well as third-party solutions seamlessly. And basically, is to move from file-based CAD world to a data-centric world. So the enterprise runs a lot of data, the files. In some cases, or maybe more often, the important design and make data is locked away in the properties files and systems. So we hope we can build the data-centric world that people can transfer the desired data easily. Yeah, also manage the workflow easily. So this is on the road, still on working. So we have some phases plan. And the first phase, we will focus on building the platform for our own products. And the next phase, we will scale adoption internally to Autodesk product. And after that, in the third phase, so it's similar like AWS, we will roll out our services for all the third-party ecosystem. Yeah, so there are special AU class about the Forge data and how it worked with Fusion right now, Fusion 3 system right now. If you're interested in, I'd like to recommend you take a look. So before sharing the final things, I think I believe all of you want to know one thing is a data center. In the past, it took a few months to launch a new data center of Forge, for example, the Europe data center, and also with the higher cost for maintenance. We are moving to deploy the data center more efficiently, maybe weeks, and with low cost for maintenance, and also, of course, support the local laws. On the near roadmap, we may probably see data center with Japan, Germany, Singapore, Australia, essential. Okay, during the past 1 years, we have run a lot of on-site and also virtual accelerators. During the accelerators, 1 week, the customer can build their POC project efficiently to verify the possibilities, feasibilities with the Forge. I will encourage you to check the accelerators. If you have time and you have the project, want to verify the feasibility with Forge, this is a very, very good opportunity that for the chance for you to engage with Forge solutions. Okay, so I think that's all of my sessions today. Yeah, it was a little quick. Sorry, thank you.
Thanks， 石東。我哋會發翻今個錄影俾大家cut 開翻做每個 speaker 一段咁樣，就你可以你會收到 email 嘅，或者你上我哋呢個 YouTube channel 你都會睇得到嘅。唔該晒 ，thank you。